tech leading the way in the first half of the year, but can the sector's recent streak continue into the second half? Joining us now, T.Rowe Price tech fund manager Ken Allen, as well as our own Mike Santoli. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Ken, I want to get to you about, first of all, the strength that tech has shown not only over the last couple of days, but really roughly this year, especially big names like Amazon. Can that kind of momentum continue into the back half of the year? Why or why not?
So, John, I think the biggest thing driving tech stocks so far this year is that earnings largely across most areas of the space have come through very strongly. You mentioned Amazon. A lot of the biggest companies that we talk about a lot, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Apple, have generally been putting up extraordinary growth. And that's driven by, other than the exception perhaps of Apple, by still having relatively low penetration of the opportunities that they will ultimately address and I think ultimately participate very strongly in. And so when you have the biggest companies all doing very well, that tends to lift the sector overall. Now, what I'd say relative to looking to the second half is it's very much a stock picker's market, because I think we're at valuation levels where it's not so much of a layup now on whether the sector broadly can more than grow into those levels.
Mike, we were already supposed to be in a stock picker's market. That was the line at the beginning of 2018. Yep. But it turns out you just had to pick those same big stocks from 2017 and you would have done okay.
Although if you define a stock picker's market as one where you have lots of stocks that win and lots of stocks that lose, and you had the opportunity to outperform the broad indexes by picking the right ones, we have been in exactly that. I think the big question is, will the ones that have worked in the first half be the same ones? I mean, it really is a momentum trade right now. It is true that they do have the most gaudy earnings growth. If you look at Netflix sales growth, all the rest of it, Amazon and Facebook, it is unusual for some of the 5 biggest companies in the market to have some of the best growth. That's where we're at. I do wonder, though, if they've been kind of tactically just kind of holding the market together, people sort of hiding there until we wait out some of the macro stuff, some of the trade stuff, and maybe till we get to earnings season where you might have a broader selection of stocks that look like they have fundamental growth drivers.
Ken, it looks like Facebook is one of your top holdings under some pressure today on that Washington Post report that there are even more federal regulators looking into Cambridge Analytica and the way Facebook communicated, including the SEC. Does that kind of headline spook you?
It's something we definitely look at and sort through, and we've been spending a lot of time, especially in the last several months, looking to get our arms fully around what's happening with those various investigations, what we think Facebook can do to do a better job, as they need to do, certainly as a platform, and what the implications are for its business and its growth going forward. And our conclusion has been, and we saw a great buying opportunity in Facebook a couple months ago that fortunately we were able to take advantage of. We think that Facebook, by having such a massive base of users and extraordinary usage level from that user base across Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, is really an extraordinary business. And we think that they have more than enough resources to power through the issues that are going on right now. But again, we hope and think that they will do better.
Do you worry at all about margin erosion as a result of having to hire more people to deal with all these things?
I think that's largely reflected in the stock and reflected in earnings estimates. I think ultimately what will carry the day is that revenue growth is likely to stay so rapid. When you think about the market they're going after, it's not just kind of a narrowly defined advertising market. They're creating a lot of new opportunity. A lot of marketing services opportunity is something that they're unlocking with a lot of their apps. And I think that Facebook, when I look at the overall market that they're addressing, is probably only about 5% penetrated. And I know that sounds like a low number, but that just truly speaks to the enormous size of their TAM, and I think points to the runway for growth ahead.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.